brawn, or otherwise known as head cheese, is one of the oldest forms of charcuterie dating back to the Middle Ages.
Welcome to Cooking with Chef Tuan, and today we're going to be making something super cool. Now, I was at the Asian grocery store the other day and I saw a pig's head for sale, which I decided to buy, and today we're going to be making head cheese with it. Now, there is no dairy, there is no cheese in this. What it is a terrine made from the meat from the head. Now, this video isn't for the squeamish or the faint of heart, because there will be a pig's head in it. But we're gonna create something super delicious and super old school, dating back to the Middle Ages. All right, but before we get started, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and let's get started.
Now, as usual, all the ingredients will be listed in the description box down below. Now, if you are squeamish, I suggest that you turn off the video or turn away right now, because this is the pig's head that I got from the store. Now, head cheese is very easy to make. All you need is a stock pot big enough to hold all your ingredients. So you have your mirepoix and the entire head, and here we have some pink curing salt. Now, when you're making charcuterie or sausages and whatnot, curing salt is kind of important. You know, it helps prevent or slows down spoilage by bacteria and fungus. The main and most important reason for using nitrite curing salt is to prevent botulism. Now, as you see, I just added enough water to cover everything, and then turn it up to a simmer and let this go to a medium boil for about 4 to 5 hours until everything is really nice and tender. You can see just how tender everything is. I mean, it's literally falling off the bone. Now just remove all the meat from the stock pot onto a sheet tray and let that cool for a bit so it's easy to handle. And you want to let the stock reduce by 1/3, and while that is going on, you can go ahead and shred the meat. As you can see, the pink curing salt has turned this a nice vibrant pink color, which is natural and what comes to mind when you think of sausage or pastrami or corned beef. And this piece is right here comes from the jalo, which is where guanciale comes from. So as you can see, I shredded all the meat and chopped everything up into little nice bite-sized pieces. I might add about a capful of vinegar just to help cut through the rich porky flavor. I'm going to divide the meat into 2 portions because one, I'm going to make a traditional head cheese, and then another, a spicy head cheese, which is what you see here. Now, you don't have to make a spicy version if you don't want, but I put in about a tablespoon of cayenne, a tablespoon of dried Thai chili peppers, a tablespoon of chili powder, white pepper, this is garlic powder and onion powder, and then I'm going to put in some stock, just enough to wet this through to get all the ingredients and all the spices mixed evenly. And just give this a quick taste, and then once it's done, I'm gonna put this into a plastic lined little bread tin that I have, or you can use any kind of mold. If you have terrine molds, that's awesome, or if you want to roll it up into a torchon, that's awesome as well. But whatever way works for you. I will put down a link for these pans if you want to have them in the description box down below. Now, this recipe gives me enough to have 4 of these pans. So 2 are going to be spicy and 2 are going to be traditional non-spicy. And as you can see, all I'm doing is just scooping the meat into these molds lined with a plastic and then putting enough stock just to cover it, because when this cools in the refrigerator overnight, it will gelatinize and it will hold everything together to make a beautiful, basically a pork loaf. And here I'm just adding some fresh chopped parsley just to add some green and color, some vibrance to it, and then just top it off with the stock. Now, all these will be wrapped up and put in the refrigerator for at least 12 up to 24 hours just to solidify and everything to come together. One restaurant that I used to work at back in the day, we used to bring in whole animals and do head to tail cooking. So, you know, head cheese, sausages, terrines is a great way to use up every part of the animal to make sure that nothing goes to waste. And here, as you can see, we have a beautiful loaf of head cheese, or brawn, whichever you want to call it. And you can see the curing salt has created a nice pink hue. I think this is a very, very sexy dish, and I could eat this all the time. I mean, 1, I love pork. 2, I love charcuterie. How can you go wrong?
All right, let's try this. Awesome.
So that was the traditional version that we had. Now we're gonna slice into the spicy version that we made.
Oh yeah. See the chilies, the spices, nice red color. All right, let's try the spicy one. Look. Nice heat. Not too overpowering, not too overbearing, but it lets you know that it's there. This is gonna be, both of these are gonna be great in a banhmi sandwich, which I'm gonna make with this.
And just look at how gorgeous our head cheese turned out. One traditional loaf and one spicy. Now you can slice this as thick or as thin as you want. You can go ahead and eat it in a sandwich, or just put it on a meat and cheese board, or just eat it by itself. Either way, it's all delicious. All right, guys, so there's many ways to enjoy head cheese in Vietnam. Boom. I knew I wanted head cheese, and I knew I wanted to make a banh mi with it. So here we go. We're all about making dreams come true, right? So I made this bread this morning while the head cheese was finished setting up. Guys, it looks so great. Here you go. It's time to really taste all of our hard work. The head cheese, you taste all the pork, all the porky goodness. I mean, we cooked it for about 5 hours, so it's really soft and tender. And the spicy one that we made, there's a little trace of heat to it. I think you lose it once you start adding more stuff like bread and all that stuff. But I think the next time I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna add more spice because I really want it to be spicy. But yeah, man, look at all that porky goodness on the inside. I have a previous video where I made the bread, the pate, and I'll link all that down in the description box below so you guys can make yourself this too if you want. So guys, thank you again for watching. Go ahead, smash that like button down below. It looks just like this. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna continue eating this sandwich. Guys, be safe out there. And as always, peace.